We're no different from folk like you.
We're no different from folk like you.
We're tall midgets about 6'2".
We're tall midgets about 6'2".
We will protest, we will fight.
We will protest, we will fight.
Get the high five down to average height.
To get the high five down to average height.
We tall midgets won't be beat.
We tall midgets won't be beat.
We don't need no booster seats.
We don't need no booster seats.
Don't care why, we don't care how.
We don't care why, we don't care how.
Equal rights to all midgets now.
Equal rights to all midgets now.
I'm here with Barney Jakes, head of the Tall Midgets protest group. Barney, can you tell us what this protest is about today?
Hang on. What did you just call me?
Barney, Mr. Jakes. I'm sorry, is that not right?
The Tall what protest group?
I said, your chance, the banners say you're the Tall Midgets.
No, that's our term. That's our term for ourselves, and you've got no right using it. It's exactly why we're out here today, to stamp out this ugly, derogatory term that you averagites have labelled us with. To be able to put us into one understandable category, to spread propaganda and lies about. We're here today to stop that discrimination we encounter.
In light of that information, yes, what is the aim of the protest?
We're here today to say, yeah, we are different from you, and that's something that we should be able to celebrate in whatever way we choose. You should also remember that we are just like you in every other way, and bringing attention to our differences, like you have and continue to do, will only cause irreversible fear and misunderstanding in society.
So it's a plea for equal rights?
Yeah, all we're saying is equal rights for all heights now. In this day and age, it shouldn't matter what height a midget is classed as. I'm from a long line of midgets, and we've all been reasonably tall. We've come across a lot of discrimination, and frankly, we're getting sick of being targeted by heightist bigots like you, being able to look us in the eye and telling us there's no such thing as a tall midget. Well, me and him and Ed over there, we're all midgets, and we're all tall living proof.
If you could, tell us what specific discrimination it is you have encountered.
Well, you know, the supermarkets are always at it.
Yes, the supermarkets.
Well, I'm sick of it when I go to supermarkets. I want a fresh loaf, and we all know the freshest ones are at the top and at the back, yeah. So when I go in, I'm in the bread aisle. Just because I'm tall, it doesn't mean I'm not a midget. And I may require assistance in reaching the freshest loaf. And does anybody ever ask if I need help? No, nobody. It's discrimination at its most discriminationness.
Of course. And I suppose it would be against health and safety standards for you to bring a ladder with you.
You assume I've got a ladder because I'm of this height?
Sorry, no. I'm pointing out that...
Yeah, that's the whole problem. You're pointing and singling out our differences and making assumptions based on my outward appearance. I'm discriminated against in supermarkets for being the height I am, and that's something that I'm pointing out.
Sorry if that question offended you. I'm just trying to gather the facts.
Facts? I'll tell you what the facts are. It's a fact that the British government wants us to start carrying identification to prove the fact that we are different from everybody else. And it's a fact that the last lot of people made to identify themselves as different with identification ended up hiding in attics and were eventually rounded up and murdered, or worse. And it's just another classic instance of sizeism, to expect my kind to be able to fit in attics and cubbyholes.
Yes, clearly society is failing to understand your needs. And I see you're trying to establish a historical connection between you and other past victims of society to highlight the present danger.
Yeah. The point is that in this society of so-called equal rights, my son, another of our kind, yes, somebody different to you, a tall midget and proud, is asked whether he considers himself to be a child or an adult at the cinema.
Yes. But just out of interest, what is he? Because strictly speaking, height's have nothing to do with it.
What is he? He's a human being, for Christ's sake. There you go again with trying to label him as a something else. He's a human being, just like you lot did at the cinema. You're seeing the disability before you see the person.
No, sorry, I do apologise. I was just trying to establish the boy's height, having not seen him, to gain a clearer picture of the discrimination.
It's Nigel, by the way. Him's name is Nigel. And there's no other situation than what you're making for yourselves. Most of you have decided on a socially divisive nature when it comes to our different ways of life. You want us to have to create our own communities and groups. You make us have to march and protest for our rights to be heard and understood. It's you who makes us keep to our own bars and clubs. It's you averagites who are absolutely insistent on making our height be our defining characteristic.
Of course. How many men strong would you say your group is made up of today?
Oh, so we're a male-only disability, are we? We do have women of our kind if you look closely. Look, there's one over there. Well, bad example, but I've got a photo of my wife if you need proof. There's a positive similarity that's never pointed out. We've both got women. And there's no reason in this day and age that both our women can't stand back to back, almost, and fail in the battle for the ludicrous notion of having the same work rights as us men, or time off when they want a baby or whatever.
Exactly, yes. Are the only movements of this kind?
What is our kind?
Well, what I mean is...
Struggling. Let me help you out with a few names you've got for us.
Well, I don't think that's necessary.
Vertically confused, short longies, long shorties, stubby cloud botherers. Wait, is that one? I might have just come up with that one. But there you go, that's how easy it is. I mean, we prefer the term people of a height, which is contradictory to the meaning of the description tall midget, but in every other way is completely the same as you. Or POAHWI-CTTMOTDTMBIEOWICTSAY for short.
Right, not tall midgets?
No, that was 5 minutes ago. Anyway, I told you that was our word for ourselves and only we can use it. After years of that being a derogative term, we've reclaimed it and we can use it in freedom.
Has there been any reports of crimes against you, or specifically what you are?
And what are we?
You're the you're people of a tall midget height that prefer...
We are damned to live in a world where if a tall midget is attacked, it's immediately insinuated that the attack had something to do with his height. When if a man of a regular height is attacked, his length's never considered a motive.
In what ways do you think we can stop height discrimination?
Ridding the world of rulers and measuring tapes would be a start. I mean, what we're aiming for in the long term is a progression to the gradual reducing and eventual obliteration of anything that allows the naked eye to see an obvious difference in the height of things. We believe that everything, everyone, and everyday items should become within the reach to everybody. That the people of the world can look out at it, all from the same eye line. We are coming together under the banner of our beliefs and uniting in our actions. We stand for all tall midgets, and we will continue our fight in the name of what we believe in.
And there it is, a man or a woman. Could have been either, but in this instance was a man. Collectively, the people of a height, which is contradictive to the meaning of the description tall midget, but... Yes, but in the single sense, a man of no distinctive height bracket. I don't even think his height was an issue. In fact, I don't even know why I mentioned it. Asking others like me and you and him to share his view of the world, to make all our views the same, to see things from his vantage point, which may or may not be different from our own, or your own, which is fine, I think. We all should listen and agree with each other from now on.
We tall midgets won't be beat.